Welcome to Lesson 6. In this lesson, we're going to dive a bit more into scales and key signatures. We're going to learn how to play the C major scale all the way up and all the way down with proper fingering and using crosses. Let's talk about scales. A scale is simply a series of specific notes. A scale will typically use one of the note names, but also may have accidentals, sharps or flats. So our C major scale is all of the white notes, or the named notes, without any sharps or flats. Each note in the scale is located in a specific spot. We can play any of the white notes in any order and still be in C major. The only thing we can't do is play any of the accidentals and still be in the C major scale. A key signature is a little different. It is made up of the notes from a scale. So all of these notes in the C major scale are in the key of C, or C major. When we're discussing major keys, we just abbreviate based on the named note. So the key of A is A major, the key of D is D major, and so forth. So we can play any of the white notes and still be in the key of C. The difference is, if we play a note like this, we're no longer playing the C major scale because the C major scale is only white notes. So this G sharp is out of the C major scale because a scale is a specific set of notes. So you can't just change a note and it still be in that same scale. So the C major scale has to be those notes. If we add any other notes, it's not the C major scale anymore. It's something different. But you could still be in the key of C with an altered note. If we alter this note, we might still be playing in the key of C, we just have a note that doesn't quite fit the key. We added the G sharp, but we haven't necessarily changed keys. We just modified it slightly to get a different sound. Here's an example. Have you ever heard this song? Okay, that's The Entertainer by Scott Joplin. You see most of my notes are in the C major scale. And I even land on C at the end, which kind of sounds like we're coming home to C. I just have this one accidental in there, which isn't in the scale of C major, but could still be in the key of C major as long as our home base is still C. I know this sounds a little confusing, but it will make more sense as we go on. The important thing to know is both keys and scales have specific notes that make them what they are. Scales are defined by the specific notes in them, and there's a limited number. We can't play a note that's outside of the scale and still call it that scale. I can't play the G sharp and still call it a C major scale. Doesn't work. The C major scale has to be the white notes only. Keys are a little flexible, but they still have a home note, or what we would call a tonal center. So C major is our tonal center in the key of C. We can move away from the center a little bit, but we still need to come back to it if we're playing in the key of C. So the C major scale is kind of like our home base to the key of C. And typically the note C is where we'll resolve or end on. So even there, we started on G, but still ended up landing on C. Because the C major scale and the C note are our tonal centers of the key of C. And when we play that C, it feels like we're coming home. I hope that makes sense.